Andrew Pollack is the father of Parkland shooting victim Meadow Pollack. He's the author of the book, Why Meadow Died, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Pollack, thank you very much for coming on.
Well,
so we wanted to take a break before we... Thank you. We're going to dive into the question of gun control and media control and the internet and all of that tomorrow night. But for right now, we want to just take a step back and ask the broader question. Why do you think this is happening, mass shootings like this?
Well, in my point of view is it happens a lot with these kids while they're juveniles, of not showing them accountability when they're young. You know, you have to get these kids when they're still in high school or younger, when they're committing crimes or acting out, and show them some of these kids need to be introduced to the judicial system in order to point them in the right direction. And we lost that over the last years, accountability. And that plays a big role in it. And another big role is the media frenzy when something like this happens. Like you said, these politicians jumped on this on these events to push their political agendas, and the victims aren't even in the ground yet. They're not even buried, and they're pushing an agenda without even looking at the facts of what went wrong. Like with my daughter, every channel and every politician jumped on that bandwagon of gun control, and I took a step back with some good friends of mine that are politicians, like Rick Scott in Florida and Ron DeSantis, and we looked at the facts of what went wrong in Florida, and we're making a big difference in Florida with making our communities safer and our schools. So I say you got to take a step back, let the police do their job, look into what happened so we could prevent future shootings. But by just pushing an agenda, that's not going to solve anything. And they're pretty pathetic, and like you call them, morons. That's the way I look at them also.
Well, I think it's literally true in a lot of cases. But shameless morons, demagogues. What is it like to be the parent of a shooting victim and watch the death of a child be leveraged by politicians and their lackeys in the media as some sort of political talking point or metaphor for a power grab? What do you think of that?
To tell you the truth, Tucker, there's no words that I could put on it to tell you how it affected me when my daughter got murdered. And my daughter was a victim. That's why I'm so damaged of what happens with these people, and I take it so personal. When I think of somebody sitting in that Walmart hoping to get saved, like in El Paso, and there's no one coming in to save you. They're just sitting there like my daughter did on the 3rd floor. So to push a gun control agenda and take our rights away from victims, like, I'm not going to be a victim. No one's going to take my rights away from me, Tucker, because I want to be there to help I want to be there for my loved ones. I couldn't be there for my daughter, and my daughter just got shot at point blank like a lot of these other victims. So to me, it's very important that we're able to defend ourselves in a mass shooting situation. And to tell you about how I feel, I might as well have been shot that February 14th with my daughter, because my life, it's over once you bury a daughter. You're never the same when you bury a child. And I wish there were words of encouragement to anyone in these mass shootings that are burying a child or someone they love. But really, it's a pain that you just learn that you have to live with. And that's it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, there's no answer to that at all. But as to why this is happening and the phenomenon, which is accelerating, of mass shootings, do you think that we're addressing the root causes of it?
There's a lot. One of the causes, I think, is there's no fear of consequence to when they commit these horrific crimes. Like my daughter's murderer is still sitting in a cell waiting to go to trial. To me, I think we need to expedite in situations like these mass shooters. I don't think we need to wait 2 years for a trial. I think we could have a trial within a month and just execute these people where there is a consequence. To go to prison to these evil people, which they are evil, it doesn't seem like there's a consequence. And accountability when they're younger. Some of these kids need the right direction in life, and if you don't hold them accountable when they're younger, it just sets them up for failure. So mental illness is a big thing too with these young kids. So there's numerous things that we could be doing if we just look into the facts and don't push an agenda.
I think that's exactly right. Andrew Pollack, thank you for that. I appreciate it.